Hello, this is Willie with A Course in Miracles Workbook for Students, and we're ready for Lesson 55, and it is February the 24th, and it's a review lesson. I use my phone for my recording device, and it started ringing right as I started the recording. I hope you didn't hear that. Anyway, maybe I'll figure out a way to disable that. Anyway, our review is 21 through 25, lessons 21 through 25. I am determined to see things differently. What I see is a form of vengeance. I can escape from the world by giving up attack thoughts. I do not perceive my own best interests. I do not know what anything is for. Okay, and before we do that one, let's think about yesterday's quickly. Lesson 54. I have no neutral thoughts. I see no neutral things. I'm not alone in experiencing the effects of my seeing. I'm not alone in experiencing the effects of my thoughts. I am determined to see. Now, something that I do that makes it a little helpful for me to tie these ideas together is I use some kind of a conjunctive adverb to connect them. So let me share with you a little of how I do that. I use the word so and since and therefore. So think, and I'm going to read that again with throwing those conjunctions in. I have no neutral thoughts, so I see no neutral things. And since I'm not alone in experiencing the effects of my seeing, and I'm not alone in experiencing the effects of my thoughts, therefore I'm determined to see. Little shaky, but you get the idea. Just you're trying to tie these ideas together. That was our ideas for yesterday. And of course today, if we did the same thing today, I would say I am determined to see things differently because what I see is a form of vengeance. But I can escape the world by giving up attack thoughts. Since I do not perceive my own best interests, I do not know what anything is for. Once you can get to the place of saying that in your mind when you're feeling like you're wanting to attack or when you're upset or anything, if you can get to the place of saying, I don't know what anything's for, you are real close to freedom. Because now you've given yourself an open mind. And wherever an open mind is, the Holy Spirit can put the truth. Okay, hey, before we read the lesson today, yesterday you saw about that hardy kiwi. Well, I also bought a hardy fig. And this is a Chicago fig. I heard the story that someone had one of these figs growing way up near Chicago, and it was producing. And so they cloned it, and now we have the Chicago fig. I don't know how true that story is, but that's what I heard. We might check it out and find out. In this world where we have the internet, we can check things out so easy, so often. Okay, so let's look at our lesson, lesson 55. Today's review includes the following. I am determined to see things differently because what I see is a form of vengeance, but I can escape from the world by giving up attack thoughts. Since I do not perceive my own best interests, I do not know what anything is for. So the first one, which is lesson 21, I am determined to see things differently. What I see now are but signs of disease, disaster, and death. This cannot be what God created for his beloved Son. The very fact that I see such things is proof that I do not understand God. Therefore, I also do not understand his Son. What I see tells me that I do not know who I am. I am determined to see the witnesses to the truth in me, because then those that show, let me read that again. What I see tells me that I do not know who I am. I am determined to see the witnesses to the truth in me rather than those that show me an illusion of myself. Very key idea if you can accept it. He explains this early on and really tries to drive this home for us, that the very fact that I see such things, sees such things as disease, disaster, and death, the very fact that I see such things is proof that I do not understand God. Therefore, I also do not understand his Son. So we have some understanding to do. And that's why we do the workbook for students. The pragmatic part of A Course in Miracles, where the text is the theoretical part, which I do encourage you to read. Ideally, read it this year as we're doing the workbook. Do a section a day, you'll have it read through the year. Start now. Paragraph 22, or lesson 22. What I see is a form of vengeance. The world I see is hardly the representation of loving thoughts. It is a picture of attack on everything by everything. It is anything but a reflection of the love of God and the love of his Son. It is my own attack thoughts which give rise to this picture. My loving thoughts will save me from the perception of the world, from this perception of the world, and give me the peace God intended me to have. What I see is a form of vengeance. Let's look at this just once again. The world I see is hardly the representation of loving thoughts. Okay, fair enough. It is a picture of attack on everything by everything. It is anything but a reflection of the love of God and the love of his Son. It is my attack thoughts which give rise to this picture. My attack thoughts give rise to a world that's filled with attack on everything from everything or by everything. My loving thoughts will save me from this perception of the world and give me the peace God intended me to have. Okay, lesson 23. I can escape from the world by giving up attack thoughts. I can escape from the world by giving up attack thoughts. Herein lies my salvation, and nowhere else. Where? Give up attack thoughts. Quit thinking about being attacked and attacking. Herein lies my salvation, and nowhere else. Without attack thoughts, I could not see a world of attack. As forgiveness allows love to return to my awareness. Whoa, I talk about seeing God's blessing, being aware of his love, his goodness, his beauty. Well, here's how you do it. Here's the key. As forgiveness allows love to return to my awareness, I will see a world of peace and safety and joy. It is this I choose to see in place of what I look on now. 24. I do not perceive my own best interests. How could I recognize my own best interests when I do not know who I am? What I think are my best interests would merely bind me closer to the world of illusions. I'm willing to follow the guide God has given me to find out what my own best interests are, recognizing that I cannot perceive them by myself. Okay, we want to follow the guide that God's given us, the inner voice, the Holy Spirit. Listen, ask when you're not sure what to do, ask. And if it's an answer that brings you pain and suffering, you're not really listening yet. It'll be a voice for peace, a voice for joy. All right? And the last one, I do not know what anything is for. I do not know what anything is for. That rings true of very first lesson. What was our very first lesson? Who remembers it? Verbatim? Our very first lesson was nothing I see means anything. And this, I do not know what anything is for. Pretty similar, huh? To me, the purpose of everything is to prove that my illusions about myself are real. It is for that purpose that I attempt to use everyone and everything. It is this that I believe the world is for. Therefore, I do not recognize its real purpose. The purpose I have given the world has led to a frightening picture of it. Let me open my mind to its real purpose by withdrawing the one I have given it and learning the truth about it. Boy, life is so sweet when we can just see the world through innocence and not have a demand that we have to place on what we see. We welcome truth exactly as it is. Till tomorrow, you all welcome truth exactly as it is. And here, let's do this one last time. Lesson 55 with the conjunctions. I am determined to see things differently because what I see is a form of vengeance. But I can escape from the world by giving up attack thoughts. Since I do not perceive my own best interests, I do not know what anything is for. And so with that open-mindedness, I will see you tomorrow after you've been seeing all the beauty that is in store for you with an open mind. Peace.